Hello again, everybody. Chris Hughes, CarolinaPreps.com. Continuing this summer tour across North Carolina, back up here in the high country to western North Carolina to Asheville. Erwin High School, good friend, Coach Rodney Pruett. New year, first year head coach here at Erwin. You've been here for a long time, and you know what it takes to win here. You guys have had a lot of success in recent years under Coach Mike Sexton, but you know that's all in the rearview mirror. I've been here watching you guys practice. A lot of enthusiasm and a lot of good-looking talent as well. It looks, from my vantage point, you guys have potential to have a really good year. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, the potential's there, Chris. Kids have bought into what we're doing. We're not changing schemes up much, you know. A little different scheme defensively, but offensively we are who we are. We're a spread team. We're going to throw it. We want to be more balanced, but any coach, you know, tells you they want to be balanced running and throwing. But the same coaching staff is in place. We know each other. The kids really worked hard in the off season in the weight room, summer workouts, as you saw today. I mean, pretty good numbers. And you know, the future's bright. You know, stay healthy, all those key components. But I like where we're at right now.
Well, I got two real main questions. We'll start with the coaching staff. You mentioned your coaching staff's back together. You know, I travel the state week to week and see a lot of coaching staffs. And you've got some that are made of community guys, and you've got some that might only have one or two guys, but you've got what looks to be a full staff. And you can definitely see a lot of bonding between you guys. It seems like a lot of cohesion, and you guys work real well together, and that's got to be a added plus to be a first-year head coach. Granted, you were on the staff, but when you know they say that hardest move in basketball is moving that one step over to the head coach bench, I guess elevating up to this level has got to be, I guess, an added reassurance having these guys.
Oh yes, most definitely. We you know, we've been together, we know each other. You know, I didn't have to come in and train a new staff on our scheme and what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. And, you know, we just moved forward. We met. You know, talked more about personnel changes, but all those guys, like you said, I've got 12 guys with me, including myself. Some new hires that really are going to help us, but really 7 or 8 guys we've been together for 10 years. And so, and everybody either teaches at our school or in our district. There's no community guys.
That's
and so, you know, we're able to talk during the day and meet during the day, and that only makes my job a lot easier.
No, that's an incredible asset and thing to have, because so many places I go across the state, and by necessity, they've got guys from the community, because it's just so hard to get coaches these days. And I think you're in a great spot. You mentioned you guys are still a spread team. You like to throw in fact, one of your future quarterbacks, I think your son right here, almost trying to get in the camera. I think he wants to talk to us. And I can't wait to see him on this field here in a couple years. But Damian Ferguson last year, I don't want to look in the rearview mirror, but you can't help but talk about how great a career he had. I saw you guys last year against Franklin, and he just tore it up. It's like he could not miss. This year it looks like you've got 2 good younger quarterbacks fighting for that position. Tell me what you think about your quarterback spot and just what you feel about the offense and some of the guys that's replacing those veterans.
Yes, we do. We have 2 quarterbacks. One's a sophomore. That was our quarterback on JVs. He is coming off ACL that he tore back in basketball.
And what's his name?
Riley Tolles.
Okay.
He'll be cleared the 2nd week of August for full contact, but he's able to, you know, do all the throwing right now and everything. And the other one is a junior, Kendrick Weaver, who's transferred over in our district from Owen. He was a starting quarterback at Owen last year, and it's a good, I don't look at it as a problem. It's a good thing to have a 2 quarterback system, you know, because they only push each other during practice, and you know, so far they've bought into making each other better, and you know, there's no dissension, and I've called them in and talked to them. Don't worry about what you hear in the community. Don't, you know, you hear outside. It only matters what we say as coaches, and that's all you have to do is worry about pleasing us, you know, and don't worry about the outside. Because you know, society tells you want to pull them against each other, you know, because well, you got to be the man. You can't. You know,
Sure.
But I think they're on the same page with us. And you mentioned some key returners.
I was going to ask you about your running back I've seen out here, and I've heard him involved with the Shrine Bowl callback combine. He looked very impressive out here. Tell me about him and maybe some of these senior leaders that's going to elevate to these leadership roles.
Isaiah Poor, he is returning. He's been a starter, our tailback position since a sophomore. So this will be his 3rd year. And when you have a veteran back, you know, because we are breaking in a new quarterback, so hopefully we're able to run the ball a little more and take a little pressure off of our QB, especially early. But having a kid like Isaiah, that only makes their job a lot easier. He's voted team captain. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's dynamic. We can spread him out. He can play multiple positions. He knows the offense, you know, front and back. So we'll utilize him in different ways. Trey Martin is another key weapon. He'll play on both sides of the ball. He was our 2nd leading receiver last year. So we expect big things from him. We'll move him around some. And then on the other side, Brian Annual is our other outside receiver. So he was our 3rd or 4th leading receiver last year. So having those veterans around a new quarterback can only help make his job a lot easier. And then C.J. Thompson was another one that graduated with Damien. It was a good time, big time player for us. Now he's at Mars Hill. His little brother will step in and fill his shoes. And we're not asking him to be C.J. We just want him to be Simeon. But so far through the 7-on-7s and this summer, he's impressed us.
Well, tell me about your defense. I seen your defensive coordinator, and I'm going to ask you his name because he looked like a young coach that, in my opinion, he looked like he had those intangibles that one day we could be talking to him as a head coach. Tell me about him and this defense, because I watched you guys on the defensive side during practice, and you do have a lot of athleticism.
Yes, we do. And moving, you know, we've been a 3-4. We're shifting to the 4-3 because we're putting an emphasis on stopping the run. Because that's to win the big games in November, you better be able to stop the run. And with Cody Cheek, that's our defensive coordinator. He worked when I was defensive coordinator here. We hired him as D-line coach, so he worked with me on that side of the ball, you know, for 4 or 5 years. He actually played at North Buncombe. I coached him. Now I'm showing my age. I coached against him, but he's a big asset. His dad was a longtime coach up in this area, but he has all the tools to be a good leader, and he's enthusiastic. He has good rapport with the kids, and that's what you want.
Right.
You know, just to bridge off of me, we share the same vision, and I expect him to be able to lead our defense and our coaches on that side of the ball.
Right. Well, I think you guys do well. We can't mention this without at least your extremely tough schedule, and by that I mean Reynolds and T.C. Robertson, and of course Asheville is always going to be Asheville. They're going to be athletic and well coached. Tough schedule though. How do you feel moving into this season?
I'll tell you, Coach Sexton didn't do me a favor to start off. You know, we start off with Mitchell, who was 1 game away from the state championship. Smaller classification.
They're not afraid of playing anybody.
No, they're not. And we know it's going to be a hard-fought battle. And we open up after them. We have Mountain Heritage, and they laid a whooping on us last year. And that'll be a Thursday night.
And they were
game.
young last year.
Yes, they were. And Joey Robinson, the head coach, his son.
Yes, he's
been a 4-year starter at quarterback.
Yes.
So he comes back, and then we open our conference play. Reynolds and Asheville back to back. So our first 4 games, you know, it's we're going to be in survival mode.
Well, we'll keep an eye on you, and it's not how you start; it's how you finish.
Exactly.
As long as you get them guys, you know, 3A is going to be tough. We know that, but I definitely think you guys, at least from what I can see, have the talent to compete. And that's all you can ask for. You want that chance.
Right. I tell the kids all the time, you know, we just want to fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, there's no laying down. And so far, they've bought into my mentality and my mindset of just being tough, hard-nosed, and I just told them they just have to trust us. Don't worry about, you know, the thinking aspect. I just want you to react.
Right.
And if we get them playing hard and aggressive like they've shown, I think we'll be okay.
Well, I appreciate you allowing me to come up here. This is your last big practice before official practice begins on Monday. Thank you for the hospitality and allowing me to come up here and cover you guys, and can't wait to watch you guys throughout the season.
I appreciate you coming, Chris. It's always a pleasure, bud.
Thank you,
Thank
Coach.
you.
Again, Coach Pruett, Erwin High School, continuing this summer tour for CarolinaPreps.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.